that song. There's a new sensation across the nation, a way for folks to meet. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. Come on, every guy, grab a girl. Everywhere around the world they'll be dancing. Dancing in the streets, dancing in the streets. And then a new sensation across the nation. Wait for you to be. Oh. Why did I wake up with that fucking song in my head? Dancing in the streets. Not to be confused with Bill, Jack, Pete, or Dennis. Yeah, Mud. My name is Mud. My name is Mud. Ain't deep son of burp. We ain't had our word. Aloysius David Dander Abercrombie. Oh, I see. How goes the morning? It goes. It goes. It's another rainy day. Raindrops that hide my teardrops. Then no one would ever know that I'm crying, crying when I go outside. To the world outside my tears, I refuse to explain. I wish it would rain. It's a rainy day. Excuse me. Pardon me. Had a weight check in this morning. Lost just under 40 pounds. Over 40 pounds. Damn. That's a big congrats right there, Ghoul. That's big news. That's awesome. Congrats. Good job. Did you make time for Jesus today? Did you make time for getting banned today, bitch? My smile is adorable. I'm never going to smile again. I'm done smiling. You just witnessed my final smile ever. From now on, serious. Ghoul going for that bikini bod for summer. Ghoul looking for that string bikini. You want that string bikini bod for the summer. Meanie. Oh, how I wish it would rain. Hot girl summer, yeah. It's time. G-string. Nipple tassels in a dream. You know what I mean? G-string, nipple tassels, mohawk in a dream. Strut out onto the beach and be like, what? Beautiful, bodacious, blonde babes. beautiful, bodacious blonde bombshells. More creative than I am. Here I was thinking of a simple one piece. That's level 1. That's for people that didn't bust their ass and lose over 40 pounds already. They make one pieces for people that can't lose 40 pounds. G-string. Whoa. What trait would you give to Jim Jones to turn him into a force for good? I think you'd have to remove some traits from Jim Jones. I think you'd have to remove kind of like the core of Jim Jones, which was the predatory instinct, right? I don't think you could add anything to the pretty fucked up mix that was Jim Jones. I don't think you could add anything to that at all. I think you have to subtract a few personality quirks in order to get him to not be a scumbag. Empathy, maybe? Maybe. What's happening? Sitting on a porch. Porching. Porching it up. Porching it out. I've got a couple shows to film today, so I'm waking up the pipes. Yeah. Wake up the brain. About to bust it out on the beach, stretch marks and all. Fuck yeah, why not? Recently got through road to Jonestown. It was amazing how much they help their local communities promoting social. Oh no, I know. people don't know much about like the People's Temple prior to the mass suicide and shit. There was a genuine, honest to goodness movement of people, and it was radically socialist. And it was gaining in popularity. How many times do I smoke in a day? It's one of those things. It's like as many times as I need to or want to, depending, right? I don't count. You keep a count of everything you do. I took 722 breaths in the last 6 hours. It's like, what? Damn it, I was in the middle of an old. Well, go watch it. Nobody stopped you. Probably ain't gonna miss nothing earth-shattering in this. These streams are super casual, laid back, just talking that shit. You see a quick 360? What do you mean? Are you talking about like around me? I'll do that for you if that's what you were asking. If you're asking me to stand up and twirl, you can forget it. Okay, I'm not a ballerina. All right. Yeah. Okay, here you go. I'll show you all what we're dealing with here. There's the end of the porch. And here is the yard with all those cedars in it. I don't think that's an actual 360, but that's the relevant info that you can't see behind me, which you can see all the time here. Can you climb the tree? Does it look like I can climb a tree? Frosty chicken, you son of a bitch. Don't you translocate me? I'll muff you up. Big time. Paul's definitely the type of fellow to smoke a gram joint to the face and say, I'm just getting started. Bill. Oh, yeah, dude, a gram? Psst. That ain't shit. Tree climbing stream. Let's fucking go. All right, you go climb the tree, because I ain't doing it. I don't think I'd be good at the tree at this point. I do own the forest. I own the planet. And more importantly, I own the moon. You guys don't know that? What do you think about Hassan Abi? I don't. Isn't that crazy? I don't. I don't. Yeah. I know of Hassan. I could probably pick him out of a lineup, but outside of that, I don't know shit. Don't pay attention to shit. Seems like a drama streamer to me. I mean, like from an outside perspective looking in, he seems like a drama streamer. Like every time I see something from him, it's him, caught up in some drama with H3 or with Destiny or with this person or that one or this one. It just feels like it's constantly like just drama farming for views and calling himself like a political streamer. I think that type of shit is profoundly, profoundly destructive to the left. These people that like use leftist politics as a springboard for their own personal shit, and it's clearly like way more important to them that they be centered, right? But for some reason they get like fucking chalked up as these big political wonks, when actually all they really do is just argue like a bunch of bitches with each other. Like that type of shit. Like that just turns people right the fuck off. Your average adult running across that is gonna turn around and walk out of the fucking room. So, who are you really doing content for, bro? He sure is hot, though. Yeah, ain't my thing. Did you see the response? I don't watch Alchemist Soil, so no. The answer is no. It, however, does not shock me that he's made yet another video. Smoke weed allow? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, like, with the Alchemist Soil thing, like, I'm so fucking reachable. Why don't you just come talk to me? It's like, I know it can be fun, like, making videos and stuff. I've certainly made my fair share of video. But, if you genuinely have a problem with me, or have a problem with my politics, something I've said, or something I've done, like, here I am, dude. Pop in and go, hey, bro, I want to talk to you. And I'll probably go get my phone and we'll have a talk. That's how it goes. Mainly comments on the news reports, but of course the most popular. Well, that's the stuff that reaches outside of his community and reaches people like me who don't watch him, is him whining about Ethan, him whining about Destiny, him whining about some other fucking content creator, some right-wing guy. It's just like, well, whatever, How have you evolved since your initial videos back in the day? You've ascended from a dejected IT worker to enlightened forest druid. I wish. I'm still a disgruntled IT worker, I haven't truly ascended yet, but I appreciate the assumption. I don't know. I think I've just like gotten older. That's the evolution. No, I've just done this a million times now. It's like back then, camera awareness was a big thing when I first started doing these YouTube videos and shit. And I was also very like I was a little more performative as a rule, I think, back in the day. But other than that, I don't see, if this was available back then, I probably would have jumped on and done streaming and stuff like that. So, to be fair, he avoided the Ethan Destiny drama for the most part until recently because the attacks on his communities have been nonstop. You know how that goes. Yeah, sure. I just, I'm not trying to make like a moral judgment. It's just that's the type of content that reaches me as a non-Hassan guy. That's what he's fronting, even if it's not the meat and potatoes of his content. He's fronting that he's one of these guys that's got a big community that shit talks another big community and then farms engagement off of the war. You know, Destiny's been doing it for fucking 10 years or more. You know, and no disrespect or whatever. It is what it is, but it's just not. It's not the kind of content I'm out there seeking out, bro. If I want like interpersonal conflict, I'll fire up my own stream. I'll find a way to get it. Watching two dudes with like manicures sit in their fucking LED light covered streamer rooms and talk shit about each other is like that's bottom tier entertainment where I come from, bro. That's like ass tier entertainment. Was Buddha a real man and became a god or enlightened or what? Buddha, it depends on, there have been, Buddhahood is something you can achieve in Buddhism. So there isn't just one Buddha, but when you're talking about Siddhartha Gautama, you're talking about the Buddha, right? So there's a Buddha, and then there is the Buddha. The Buddha was named Siddhartha Gautama, was likely a real person. In fact, almost certainly a real person. And the goal of Buddhism, if such a thing exists, is to achieve enlightenment. A state of perfect enlightenment is known as nirvana. So a state of perfect inner peace and death to self and enlightenment is called nirvana. So there you go. Break free from the cycle of samsara, the endless cycle of karmic death and rebirth. Right? The idea of achieving enlightenment is breaking that cycle and transcending it. But of course, most people are caught in the whirlpool. I shall return. I have to get me a hammock out there among the trees. There is a spot where I feel like I could hang a pretty righteous hammock, but it's too fucking wet and cold right now. It'd have to be something that we whip out in the spring or the summer, maybe even here, because the spring has just been wet. It's raining now. It's drizzling, you know. And I haven't looked at the
forecast in a bit.
Let me take a look. Let's see what I got coming up. I'm going to guess rain with a chance of rain for the next 10 days. Let's see. Today, 100% chance of rain. Tomorrow, 100% chance of rain. Tuesday, maybe no rain. Wednesday, 65. Thursday, 80. Friday, 80. Saturday, maybe no rain. Sunday, rain.
Mine's saying it's going to be all stormy on Wednesday.
Oh, really? I don't have any.
Bolts.
Oh, I don't have any lightning bolts on mine, but yeah. What ended up happening with the postman situation?
It is unresolved.
It's unresolved. I think I'm gonna start working on phase 2. I am going to make it the most cringy, disgusting, lame, annoying, crazy making thing for him to get my signature out of me every time I get a package. That I'm going to force him to just make the choice to start leaving them.
Because they can bypass it.
Yep. I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna start with the answering the door, but pretending I'm on the phone and just going, yes, sir. Yeah, that's correct. Oh, no. Yeah, there's no rush. We can talk about it. Go ahead. Business. Sorry. Business. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make him wait 3 or 4 minutes standing there. And then, we'll move to the next one. Malicious compliance. Yeah. So it's one of the best ways to fight back against stupid shit like this, because this is 100% just a driver that's pissed off at us because he got in trouble because he delivered the wrong package to the wrong house.
And then he got in trouble again for his report.
Yep, and then we reported him, so he's being a dick about it. And that's that. You know what I mean? Malicious compliance time. If I can work up a big epic fart, I'm just going to be like, oh, hold on, sir. Just let it go. You know what I mean? Make him stand there and soak it. I definitely want to do the TJ thing, too, if it's going to go on and on.
Away. He's going to bark the whole time.
Oh, I'm going to just let Dinor out. I'm just going to let him... And if he kicks my dog, I'm going to punch him in the face. No. I don't want him to hurt Dinor, so...
But you can leave the...
Oh, he's just going to bark.
Yeah.
He'll bark the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'll just be making him wait, holding up his day, holding up his next delivery. He wants to play the fucking game? Bro. My favorite phase of this plan, if it gets to that, is when TJ comes to visit and he's staying with me. I strategically order 3 or 4 packages so that every day he's delivering something to me. And I have TJ answer the door in various costumes. Reeking, butt naked, painted from head to toe. You need to sign this? I'm gonna start filming it too. I'm gonna get myself a Ring camera so I can make content out of the shit. No, I'm kidding. I don't know about that. I'm kind of creeped out by Ring cameras. No, I'm not the one though, dude. I'm a guy, dude. I'm petty as fuck. I can be when somebody's petty with me. Oh man, I'm all for playing the game of who can out petty who. I usually win. I typically will win that. TJ dressed like the devil, like a cartoon devil. Ooh. Dancing around with his pitchfork. I'll play some like blaring classical music and have him do a little dance around him. Have TJ dress. Dude, that would be so funny. Have TJ dress like a UPS guy, answer the door with a thing, and say, I've got a package for you, sir. I need you to sign. Come on, sir. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for these games today, sir. I've got a lot of deliveries to make. Can you just please sign for the package? Please. Please, sir. Sign for the package. I need you to sign for the package. Fantastic. Yeah, and then I'll show up and go like, "What's going on here, guys? Can you sign?" I'll have a TJ sign. You know, I'll sign for TJ's package, and they'll look at the other guy and go like, "What's going on? Is this a joke, guys? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here?" I'm the real UPS. No, I am. No, I am. Just have TJ hide in the bushes. And when he comes to ring the doorbell, have TJ sneak up behind him and just stand all close behind him. Like, oh, dude, you guys have heard me weed coughing out here and shit. I'm gonna pretend one day that I have the raggediest cough. I'm gonna be like, I need you to sign. I'm gonna be like, excuse me. It's gonna be great. Sorry, I've got the COVID real fucking bad. Real bad. Worst ever. Sorry. What? Oh, sign? Yeah. Give me the pen. I'm gonna touch his hand and shit. When I go to grab the pen from him, I'm gonna touch his hand. And then like immediately go. I got the COVID. Oh man, I got it bad, man. Have a little spittle. Yeah. When I go to reach for the pen, I'll go. Touch his hand with it. Put the pen in my mouth. Let me read this. Sorry, I don't sign anything that I don't fully understand all the stipulations of. So it's just you'll have to wait. Delivery. Is this the package number here, or is this the route? Is this the delivery number? I'm not familiar. And then, well, hold on. I've got to read this little delivery note down here. And let me take a look at the package. I just want to cross-reference that I'm signing for the correct package. Let me just, hold on. Where did they put that on the package? Where's that number on the package? Yeah, I don't sign anything before I'm 100% sure, so you're just going to have to... Let me see. What is this word here? What is that? Can you tell me? Like, I've never seen that word in my life. Stipulation. What does that mean? Oh, dude, it's going to be great. This motherfucker fucked with the wrong one. I'm going to waste 10 minutes of... I'm going to start ordering little Temu packages for $1 a piece through UPS. And I'm going to see him every day. I'm going to get a little $2 Temu something delivered through UPS every fucking day of my life. I'm going to make time. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I have that much time. Oh, yeah. What is this? Hold on. I gotta go get my glasses. I can't see a fucking thing without them. Sorry. Just be a sec. Go get these and go like, fuck, I grabbed the wrong ones. These are not my readers. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Give it a good 30 seconds of looking it over before saying you need your glasses. Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna need my glasses. I'm sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. Oh, it's gonna be fucking glorious. Have like a gay orgy playing loud on the speakers, and when I answer it, be like, "Oh yeah, guys, the fluffer's here. Come on in, buddy." Dressed like a UPS guy, huh? 100 rubber bands. Yeah, I would like to order 365 individual rubber bands delivered 1 per day for a year. What do you think this delivery? Yes. I think this delivery driver was having a shitty day. And when he pulled up and we had no fucking clue where the said package was, he knew he was going to take a fucking demerit for it. And he decided to be a shitbag to us. So it's cool. I see you. Time for a little bit of malicious compliance, I think. Because I'm sick of fucking the phone tree bullshit where everybody apologizes all over themselves but tells me there's nothing they can do. It's like, what? Just tell this guy to shape up or ship the fuck out. Like, how long does it take to pull aside your driver and say, stop being a stupid fucking dipshit? Pay in dimes. Yeah, they don't do cash on delivery. Dude, these are so fucking stupid. Can I ask you, do you guys get this shit? These foreign numbers that are texting you and they're like, you have an outstanding Easy Pass toll. And it's like, I don't live near an Easy Pass. And it starts with like 89. The country code is 89. And it's like, why would a West Coast Easy Pass toll bridge use Bangladesh to let me know I've got an outstanding toll? Love the ones from banks I don't have. Yeah. I'll get those sometimes too. Like, it's just like a generic email like, warning, your bank account has been compromised. You must call 69-833-2. You must call Bangladesh now. Your credit card is in trouble. Your bank account is in trouble. You must call Bangladesh. Like, thank God I'm not a grandma, you know? I was just using whatever number. I don't know what number this one was. Let me see. What was the country code? What's +63? That's where mine just came from. What's +63? I'm going to guess Southeast Asia or India, Pakistan. That's what I'm going to guess. That's the region. What's +63? Somebody go look it up. Philippines. Got him. Somewhere that they don't wipe. That's not true. They wipe. Named after the Spanish King Philip. Ooh, neat. I didn't know that. Makes sense, but I didn't know it. Yeah, that's racist. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, saying they don't wipe. Yeah. We gotta bring back the scam callers to America. Yeah. Or we just gotta stop falling for scams so it becomes a pointless endeavor for these people to do this anymore. Like, get just a hair of fucking street smarts about your technology and realize that places like the IRS don't reach out to you via text messages with no info in them. You know what I mean? Like, nothing but a shady link. Yes. Well, I mean, it's like a dying fucking problem though. Like my parents' generation, my parents are, you know, my dad just turned 70, my mom's in her late 60s. So, once that generation is gone, I just don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of people fucking falling for this shit anymore. I think it's on its last legs as a scam as it is. Oh shit, $1 million inheritance, you say? A Nigerian prince, you say? Ugh. My great grandmother had dementia and gave so much of her money to a scammer that she went hungry trying to intervene, and that mess was crazy. Jeez, yeah, that's fucking nuts. But that generation of old people that didn't grow up with technology at all, you know what I mean? Like the technology was very fucking rudimentary, and modern technology is very confusing and scary for them. That generation of people is kind of like on their way out. And I just don't see like a bunch of Gen X people or millennials getting fucking scammed. But maybe I'm presuming too much about it's not even really intelligence, it's just like common basic sense, right? I'm presuming that your average millennial has common basic sense. Maybe that's not true. You might be right about that. You know, one of the things that blew my mind was because, like, my generation of kids, computers were new. So everybody was learning how to use them. And then, of course, the generations that came after me, like my little sisters, graduating classes and shit, everybody knew how to do computers. And now kids don't know how to do it anymore. Like, that shit has fallen off because of cell phones, right? You don't need a computer anymore. You got a phone. You don't need a computer anymore. You got a tablet. And, so how little technological savvy exists amongst, like, younger people is actually kind of fucking wild. I feel you lose a lot of faculties as you get older. Yeah, I mean, sure, there are going to be cases of people that, can't take care of themselves being scammed, people with neurological disorders getting scammed and stuff, but your average fucking person, man. I gotta believe that after a certain fucking generational stopgap is hit, or a generational fucking marker is gone, then that type of scamming is going to be for the past, What will happen when all truck drivers lose their jobs to self-driving trucks? Will they riot in the streets? Oh yeah, I think there's going to be major pushback on that. I think you'll see them being vandalized. There's going to be like acts of defiance. Absolutely, it's going to be a huge shakeup. I mean, some of the most powerful unions, well, one of the most powerful unions in the country is the Teamsters Union. These are truckers' unions, right? And there are a lot of, individual shipping unions and shit. A lot of them run through the Teamsters. So it's like there is a big constituency waiting to rise up and do some crazy shit. And labor people, by and large, don't fuck around either. Like, you push them too far and they're willing to go as far as you're willing to go. Typically, that's how it goes. So, here's hoping. I happen to think that this kind of uprising that I'm talking about should have happened a long fucking time ago. I think it should have happened fucking 20 years ago. Blair Mountain, yep. They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a working man or a thug for J.H. Blair. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? What do you think of Elon Musk's prediction that humans will step foot on Mars by 2029? I think it's ambitious and unlikely to take place. But, I don't see any problem for shooting for the moon, right? That's where that term comes from, right? Shoot for Mars. Set a fucking crazy goal and do your best to get there. I mean, it's not going to hinder our capability becoming a multiplanetary species to really like make ambitious goals and pursue them. So, but as far as do I think there's going to be a human footprint on Mars by 2029 or by the end of 2029? No. If I was a betting person, I would bet against that. But once again, when it comes to that sort of crazy thing, I see no problem setting a wild goal and doing everything you can to achieve it, That would be cool. That's going to push that technology, And Winston Churchill quote is pretty accurate. Americans will always do the right thing, only after they've tried everything else, yeah. You can always trust the Americans to do what's right after they've exhausted every other possible option. So true. That's kind of like humanity in general, though. It is a particular kind of cultural trait of Americans, but I think humanity in general is kind of has a tendency to find happiness in slavery before they will risk anything and rise up and take what is rightfully theirs as the vast majority of beings on this planet. Those chickens or geese? Ooh, that's a chicken. Yeah. Got a couple of neighbors that have some hens. And that sounds like somebody's laying an egg. The and that's kind of like, I'm laying an egg. Either be a working man or a thug for J.H. Blair. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? My hen has finally started laying, so we get fresh eggs daily. Dope. I'm jealous of that. I would like to have like a couple of hens. I think that'd be awesome. Ooh. What do you think of that study that says we're closer to 10 plus billion people on the earth? I believe it. I believe it's plausible at the very least. As expensive as eggs are, you should barter with them. 6 eggs for a joint. Yeah, I mean, that's probably be a fair exchange if it was a good fat 1 gram top shelf joint. I don't know that they do egg bartering. It's cool. I don't do a whole lot of eggs. Eggs tend to last quite a bit when Amelia does a shop and goes and gets eggs. So. Dude, that just sounded like... What did that sound? It sounded like if you took a handful of gravel and dropped it down a 45-degree gravel slope. That can't be good, man. When you twist your neck and your whole upper back sounds like gravel clacking against gravel. Oh, that can't be fucking good, man. Just air pockets between your bones popping. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Vertebrae equal clapped, yes. Yeah, my fucking vertebrae are clapped, bro. A creaky. But I'm doing physical therapy, so hopefully that helps like stave off the worst of it for another 10 years or something. I can learn, learn the core exercises that are helping and all of that. But fuck, dude. It just sucks, man. Like, I hate to whine about it, because I talk about it a lot here, but it's just fucked. You're in pain all day. Just like a part of my life is managing chronic pain all day. I'm not a painkiller guy, so, I don't even want to go down that fucking road, because I know where that leads. I don't even really like taking fucking Tylenol and shit, because it's bad for you, bad for your kidneys and liver to take that shit every fucking day, and I would need to take it every day. And so I try and mitigate it with stretching, and I just compulsively stretch all fucking day long. I know it helps, but it's just, I have to do that to manage, you know. Otherwise, I would just be in absolute agony all day. So I got my fingers crossed on the physical therapy thing. I'm skeptical, but if it can provide a little bit of long-term relief, I know it ain't gonna fix me. Like, I know that there's some structural problems in my spine that probably aren't gonna be fixed with, simple physical therapy. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That's just the pessimist in me, I think. Natural bent towards pessimism. Especially when it comes to shit with my back, man, because my back has been fucked since I was a kid. And it's like, I've been to tons of doctors, I've had x-rays, I've done massage, I've done fucking, chiropractic, I've done physical therapy now, I've had cortisone shots, and I just, at this point, I don't think that there's a solution to it permanently. But if I could get a little relief from it, that sure would be fucking nice. Yeah, I've got scoliosis and likely some compressed discs, some bulging discs, if not, a ruptured disc possibly. I don't know. I don't know what's doing back there. It's been a while since I had a full workup of x-rays. I think the next time I see my doctor, she's going to order some x-rays of my back, so I can take them into my physical therapist and get an idea of what they're working on and what they're working for. Your honest opinion on Jordan Peterson? A deeply, deeply flawed, broken individual who tries to protect against that brokenness by presenting themselves as a great philosophical mind, but just under the surface, and very obviously to an empathic person like me, just under the surface of that bravado and that confidence and that just very like highfalutin use of language. Just under the surface of that is a terrified person who is running from who knows what, right? Mental problems. I don't know what the nature is. Knowing mental problems, there's likely trauma there somewhere. But I think he is a perfect example of, oftentimes, the loudest voice in the room has the least to say. I don't think that's always the case. But, it's the, what is that Bible verse? I'm trying to think of it. You are sound and fury, signifying nothing. Isn't there something like that in the Bible? Or am I fucking misquoting it? His daughter leaving her husband and child for Tate is all you need to know. Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if that's all you need to know. Oh, that's right. It's Sunday. It's time for Sunday service with Cardinal Paul. Dominus, Dominus, tecum ubi caritas. You are wearing reddish top. What? Et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis. Anybody speak Latin? Know what I just said? Et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis. Anybody know what that means? Et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis. Do you know what that means? It means peace on earth and goodwill towards men. Et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis. Did you have to learn Latin for Shakespeare? Shakespeare and chamber choir. That particular quote is just one of the quotes I remember from Handel's Messiah. So that is, I don't remember which part of Handel's Messiah or which movement, but that is part of Handel's Messiah. I did Handel's Messiah for, I think it was like junior year chamber choir. We did the entirety of Handel's Messiah. But a little bit of Latin for Shakespeare, but mostly from chamber choir, honestly. Can you please say a prayer for my hemorrhoid? Bone voluntatis. Would you change if you became uber wealthy all of a sudden? Would I change? Probably a little, I would guess. Maybe not like personality wise. I don't really think my lifestyle would change much. I would own a place like this rather than renting a place like this. And I think that'd probably be the big change for me. Do you still do DFF if you were uber rich? I don't know. Maybe. like, one of the cool things about my job is that I genuinely enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? It's not something that I feel like I mean, there are some days I wake up and I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to go live today. But for the most part, I really genuinely enjoy my job. And so it might be something that I keep doing. I think if you came out earlier in life, you could see yourself being in a long-term relationship with a man. If I had come out earlier, is what you're asking. Yeah, 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 for sure. You know, there's a lot of gatekeeping and stuff. Well, number one, I think people, when I tell them I'm bi, they immediately assume what I have and haven't done, and then try and gatekeep whether or not you can be bi if you have or haven't done X, Y, or Z sexual act with somebody of the same sex as you, right? Like, how can you be bi? And I think that's just ridiculous. My explanation for that is I was raised at a time where being gay was socially one of the most suicidal things you could do, right? Like, it was just immediate pariah status to be openly gay in the 80s and in the 90s. And so I learned very well to mask that. And that is a deep seated thing, man. It is something I came out as a bi guy when I was 40 years old. And, you know, I was at that time, I had spent quite a bit of time in a very accepting peer group. Like, TJ and Scotty and those guys are not going to judge me for that, right? They're going to razz me for it, but that's not what I'm afraid of. There's a deep-seated kind of self-loathing that builds up in a person that's raised in that kind of environment that's very punitive against what they are. TJ seen through the mask before you came out. You know, TJ was one of the first people I came out to. Not the first, but, you know, before I announced it publicly, he had come to pick me up because can't remember for what. I think my car was in the shop or something. So he drove over to pick me up to go to the show. And we were just talking on the way back. And I was like, yeah, I was just kind of telling him, getting like doing what I do, like dancing around the subject. And finally I was like, so yeah, basically I'm a bi guy. And he was like, pfft. That's literally the sound he made. And I was like, what? And he goes, Paul, everybody knows it already, bro. I was like, you're not that fucking, like, if you think you've been sneaky, you ain't sneaky. Ain't nobody about to be surprised by that. And I was like, fuck. Oops. When AIDS was a death sentence, it made the hate for gay and bi people even more. I mean, people forget Matthew Shepard, right? He was my age, actually a little older than me, but in my age group. And he was literally crucified on a fence in the middle of nowhere and left there to die of exposure because he was gay. So it was not a joke. It wasn't just like I was afraid kids were going to fucking wag their finger in my face and tease me. That I could take. I was a little fat kid, so, you know what I mean? You got to get a thick skin to that shit quick. I wasn't afraid of people making fun. I was afraid of the judgment, being a pariah, being an outcast from my family and my friends group, and possibly suffering violence like I heard about in the news. Gay bashing was a real fucking thing for a long time in this country. Still is, to be honest with you. It'll still happen.
one of those things, man. And so, you know, it's way more complex than people give it credit for, man. For somebody of my age, at the very least. And then maybe even just raised in the cultural area I was raised in. I was raised in like a little small farming community. You know what I mean? People here, I grew up in California, and they're like, oh, you know, you must, you know, they think like I was around some of the more progressive big cities and shit, and that just ain't the case. I grew up in Central California in, you know, endless acres of almond trees and grape vineyards and avocados and, you know what I mean? Just crazy shit, right? So, not that different from a lot of rural areas of the South. And so it's just a deeply ingrained kind of self-loathing mechanism that keeps a person like me, you know, like I said, closeted for, you know, what is likely half my life, right? And another thing is too, and I think that this is true of a lot of people, this wasn't like something that I just kind of like figured out about myself later in life. I've known it since I can remember, right? Like this was something that when I was a little kid, I knew it. When I was a teenager, I knew it. You know, this is not something that, you know, I tinkered around with and figured out about myself later in life. This was something that I knew from my perspective from the jump, right? Which lends a lot of fucking credence to the argument that, you know, gay people are not made, they're born, right? Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be. Remember when Ellen came out on her sitcom? Yep. It was a huge deal. Wouldn't even fucking like make the news now if some fucking sitcom person turned out to be gay. But that was huge. And it just goes to show you how tectonic the shift in people's personalities and attitudes about that has been just in my lifetime, right? Wasn't that on the talk show? No. Ellen came out. Ellen, before she had a talk show, had a sitcom called Ellen. And her character came out on the sitcom, and she came out publicly with her character. It was a big thing. Yeah. The mean streets of Beverly. I remember we were doing a desktop stream one time, and we dropped a pin on Google Earth and drove around Beverly looking for the mean streets. We kept bumping into Prada stores and Rolex dealers and Ferrari dealerships and shit. We couldn't find the hood. As much as we tried, man. We really gave it a... We drove around, you know. Couldn't find the Beverly Hood anywhere. Because it doesn't fucking exist, by the way. The mean streets, yeah. Came from the gutter. Yeah. The streets of Beverly. The mean street of Beverly Hills. Oh. another coffee and another J. Or nah. I'm thinking yeah. I'm thinking yeah. I'm feeling yes. What do you think, Dave? I'm feeling yes on that. Here I go. So there was no coffee. That threw my life into turmoil. But then I had a revelation. I'm going to send this out to TJ Kirk. TJ? What you think about that? What you think about this, TJ? What you think about that right there, TJ? I eat all you banana. All you banana. In your face. Give me all you banana. So I decided I get some water and a banana. Make that happen. Well, that's kind of good. Put a little a fruit punch Mio. Put a little of that in there. Tastes good with banana. This is the TJ signal. You want to summon TJ, you eat a banana. Dude, bananas are legit fucking... They're top tier fruit. I don't understand people that don't like a banana. How do you not like a banana? You know what I mean? I don't want to know you if you don't like a banana, to be honest with you. Do dip the banana. Dude, let's list all the crazy shit that banana be mixing good with. Other fruits. You just cut up some like strawberries, throw some blueberries in there, you know, throw some cantaloupe, cut that up in there, make a little fruit thing, salad. You know, throw it in. A banana is never going to be missed there. Bananas go good with peanut butter. They go good with chocolate. They go good with vanilla, like creme brulee, like Bananas Foster. What else do they go good with? Yogurt, granola. One of my favorite things, I don't know if y'all do this. Put some granola in a bowl, just cut a banana up in that, pour a little milk or like, you know, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Banana pudding? Dude, I haven't had banana pudding. Oh my God, dude. Banana pudding with vanilla wafers? Oh my God. I haven't had banana pudding in a long time. Nutella, yes. Yes. Banana pudding, though? I haven't had that in fucking like years of banana. Dude, it's been years since I had banana pudding. I bet I ain't had banana pudding in a decade or more. Probably longer than that. Banana nut muffins, yes. Banana bread. Dude, Amelia's banana bread is peerless, bro. Her banana bread, especially if you get it like right out the oven, it's still nice and warm on the inside, dude. It's peerless. 100%. Banana pudding on banana bread, that might be a little too much, man. I gotta start just having a nanner every day. That's just good, man. It just goes to show you, we're just monkeys, man. We love a banana. Throw the peel for the critters. I want to throw a banana peel in my backyard. Something about that. I want to draw the critters closer to my house. I'm fine with them being out there. I don't want them to be right here. I hate when they put walnuts in the banana bread. Just have the banana bread and no walnuts. Yeah, I mean, I like it both ways, to be honest with you, but hey, some people are picky and particular about it. Amelia doesn't put walnuts, so. Nuts and bread is a weird texture. I don't think it's all that weird, to be frank. thoughts on Bernie's whole tour thing? There are people talking about like him running again, and I'm just like rolling my eyes at the fucking prospect. Like, so long as like Sanders is fundraising the DNC, I don't see him making any impingement. I think the bold move would be for like him and AOC and a few of the other fucking progressive left Democrats all just fucking jumped ship now when it's clear that, there's no opposition to Trump in the fucking works for the Democrat Party. Jump ship now, found your own fucking party, and start grousing for it. And ride that fucking media wave, start calling out people to their face. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, leaning on fucking 80-something-year-old Bernie, it just doesn't seem like sound policy right now. You know what I mean? He did say people should run his independence like he does, but it needs to be a platform for those types of people. That's not the DNC. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Bernie and AOC are still not good enough. I mean, people accuse me of like pulling short of like not being willing to support anything if it isn't perfect. They're not enough, I agree, but I would support that ticket. Theoretically. I don't think it's going to happen, but theoretically, I'd think that would be a ticket where I would feel like at the very least there's a chance that Bernie, uses that power of the pen that fucking Trump used and signs a bunch of fucking executive orders. And really just aggressively lobbies and marshals Congress to get some real progressive legislation passed. Medicare for all, or, a living wage would be great. Anything. Unrat fucking the American immigration system and setting it up so that, it would be really hard to roll it back. A man can dream, can't he? But it's just like, it's just awful. These are average things that you would expect politicians to act on. Let's fix the broken immigration system. Let's fix the fact that stagnant wages for 30 years is not working, right? But no, we can't expect anything like that. You ask for some shit like that, and people will call you unhinged. They'll call you an idealist, right? But then they'll sit back and just run around like they're chickens with their heads cut off as Trump does the Republican versions of all of those things and just does it. You know what I mean? I hate that about partisan politics. I hate that. I hate that when the Democrats are in power, they're just beleaguered and can't do anything. What do you want him to do? What do you want Biden to do? He's not King Biden. He's doing his best, man. When there's a Democrat in there, it's endless water carrying, endless excuse making for why they don't get shit done. And when a Republican's in there, everybody runs around and goes, oh my fucking God, he's all powerful. Just like, fuck, you don't see the inherent contradiction in that as you switch between these two completely fucking contradictory positions? You don't see it. That never occurs to you. That it's weird to act like Democrats are meek, mild, and incapable. What are you supposed to do? They're outnumbered, man. What are you supposed to do? And then when fucking Trump gets in there to go like, it's Mussolini and Hitler. He's back. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, man. But we don't ask that of Democrats. All we ask of Democrats is to not be Republicans. That's not enough. Clearly, it's not enough. Democrats are going to need to move left, and they're going to need to do it quick. They're not gonna. In fact, if anything, they've just lurched right. Dude, it was wild watching the DNC packed to the gills with cops and soldiers, and a lot of it being about how they're going to oppress people at the fucking border, how they were going to have a fucking total fucking jackboot policy at the border. It's just like, dude, the DNC looked like the fucking 1995 RNC. It's over. It's over, bro. Yeah, Trump's a dictator. Why wasn't Biden then? Why didn't Biden dictate some things to save America from this shit? Don't throw the CHIPS Act in my face. Don't throw the expired child tax credit in my face. How about some real action that's going to help average people? How about some tax relief for the middle and lower class? How about some fucking wage increases at the federal level? How about it? Not just a minimum wage increase, but a mechanism by which that minimum wage is weighed against the cost of living and adjusted. That's called a living wage. Any of it. Healthcare coverage. We could just join the rest of the planet, literally the rest of the planet, and give everybody healthcare. Just can't do it. Democrat after Democrat after Democrat after Democrat. They just can't, man. What do you want them to do? It's not King Clinton. It's not King Obama. It's not King Biden. How many times are you going to get your mouth popped before you fucking realize what's going on? Oh, man. Looking at that weather, too. Look at this fucking shit. How's this for some spring temperatures for you? 48, 49, 46, 42, 41, 43, 39, 40. There's my 10-day. How's that for some spring weather for you? And raining every fucking day of it, too. It probably means the summer's about to be mild. That's what I think it means. That's my dream weather. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I'm looking forward to the summer months, but it does not. It's not like unbearably cold even in the deep winter here. So that's nice. Definitely cold. I ain't gonna lie to you about that. Cold and shit. You in the east side of a mountain range? No. Well, hold on. Man, I'm geographically, no. Well, I'm on the west side of a mountain range as far as I know. I'm west of a mountain range, right? To my knowledge. Maybe a little more complicated than that. Yeah, spring and summer are going to be awesome here too. I'm stoked. Yeah, these are red cedars. Most of these trees back here. I don't know if they all are, but the ones directly behind me, the big one here in the yard, well, the big group of them here in the yard. There's a couple of trees over that way that I'm not 100% sure are cedars at all, but yeah, it's mostly red cedar. Right outside the mountains in Colorado. Colorado is beautiful, man. Very pretty. Why are all the fattest states Republican? Because all the poorest states are Republican. And now, a lot of people don't like to admit it, but fat and poor have a distinct correlation here in the United States. So there you go. There's your answer. It's why like a populist economic message would do so well right now. And people are fucking dirt poor. I was talking about it just last night. You know? I was 21 years old when I bought my first piece of property. And it wasn't like a big opulent house or nothing. I bought a condo at 21 years old. I paid $25,000 for it. I got a bank loan. I worked a full-time job at Starbucks at the time. You know what I mean? I wasn't raking in the dough. You know? That is a fucking pipe dream. Another thing that I did that's a pipe dream now. It was when I was 15, I went and got my worker's permit, which allowed me to get a part-time job. I worked all summer, not part-time, full-time. A little bit under the table too, but whatever. I saved every dollar I was able to scrape together. And at the end of the summer, well, it was actually 2 summers, but I digress because I worked my like 14 to 15 summer and my 15 to 16 summer under the table at the same place. Saved all my money. By the time I needed to buy myself a car when I turned 16, I was able to go and get a fucking car, and I had money left over, and so I put a banging ass fucking system in my hoopty. Banging. 2 12-inch Lanzar box subs, independently amped, an Alpine deck. Sick. It was a sleeper because it looked like a grandma car. But my trunk was lined. I'd come thundering into your neighborhood. You'd be like, oh, Paul's here. You bought the Tempo? Yes, sir. Cash. And I bought that stereo system installed cash. Took it in, slapped that cash down and said, what's up? I want to make everybody jealous of my beats. Yes, sir. 2 Lanzar 12s, independently amped. You know what song sounded sick in my car? You guys ever heard that song Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys? If you listen to that song on some speakers that have got some good bass, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like that reverse bass. Zoop, 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 zoop. You ever heard that shit on a deep, deep bass system? Dios mío, man. The 90s tempos had a rear suspension so soft you could get bounce. I had an older tempo, bro. Mine was an 82 5-speed. I had an 82 Ford Tempo 5-speed. And dude, I'm not gonna like lie to you and tell you it was like a monstrous awesome car or anything, but I gotta tell you, dude, it was dirt cheap to fix. It was durable as fuck. Like, I'm not like a super aggressive driver, but you could fucking drive the piss out of it. It was just like a really good car. And like I said, it was a sleeper car because like if somebody's looking to scalp a system out of a car, like somebody's looking to rob a car, right? They're not going to look at a white 1982 Ford Tempo. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, that dude's got beats in his car. They're going to be looking in the fucking Lexus down the street or whatever was popular at that time, right? They're going to be looking in the minivan for that type of shit. The big fucking truck with the extended cab or whatever, right? Those are the people they're going to target. You think? It's like a sleeper car. Nobody expects you to fire that car up and put a hush on the whole parking lot. You ever done that? Let me ask you guys a question. California residents need not apply, but you can answer if you want. But anybody outside of California, was there like a fucking car sounds culture in your area where like it was kind of like a passive aggressive thing where it was like if you pulled up next to somebody at a stoplight, they were going to hear what you were listening to, right? Like you better have good fucking sounds in your car because if not, I'm changing the fucking radio dial. I'm changing the channel. You're listening to my music while we're at this stoplight. See, a lot of people are hella annoyed by that. I'm not, dude. I'm not annoyed by that at all. In fact, I am that. I've never thought to do that. It's not that I do it. See, that's the thing. It wasn't like I consciously, like, I turn it up to piss off the driver next to me. I'm rolling down the street with my shit bumping so fucking hard that if you get the misfortune of pulling up next to me, I just changed the channel on your fucking stereo. I just took the CD out of your CD player and I put my CD in. That's why I said it's passive aggressive. It's not like a targeted thing. And I wasn't an asshole about it, like driving in people's neighborhoods late at night with it blaring and shit. I wasn't like that. But dude, if it was a fucking Friday night or a Saturday night and me and my friends were out, you better fucking believe I was bumping. If it was a sunny fucking afternoon and I was out and about, you better believe. And I say I still am. Dude, my car, among other things, bumps. Bumps. I'll shut down your block bumps. But to get back to the question, have you ever put a whole parking lot on pause? Probably not. Getting into your car, right? You start it up you step out to say bye to your friends, and the CD that you were playing fires up at the volume that you were listening to when you pulled up a few hours earlier. Busy parking lot, people coming and going. Your music kicks in, and the whole parking lot goes. That's what I'm talking about, bro. What wattage were my amps? I don't remember, honestly. I remember the brand of woofer was Lanzar, which was a really, really good like competition woofer. Or my subs, you know what I mean? I remember the deck was an Alpine deck. I do not remember what wattage my amps were. I don't know how hard I was pushing the 12s. I can't remember. I would just be making up a number. I never had any kind of amps installed, just the basic radio. Yeah, I mean, I've never had, well, no, that's not true. After the Tempo, that system, like, oh man, I was fucking heartbroken. So the Tempo, you guys know, I got carjacked in that fucking car. But it was recovered and everything was okay in it and stuff. It was fine, right? But I wrecked the, well, I didn't wreck it. There was a car accident at a major intersection out in the country where it was a two-way stop against a freeway that didn't stop, right? Deadly intersection. Now, if you go to that intersection, it's a four-way stoplight because it killed so many fucking people. I was stopped at that stoplight waiting for my turn to cross the road, cross the freeway, and somebody coming the opposite direction from me blew the stoplight, got T-boned in the intersection, and the whole mess got pushed into me. And that, I was lucky I escaped with minor injuries, but the Tempo was totaled. And the car I got next was the wrong kind of car to have a system in. I got a 1994 Dodge Daytona EX. So I have V6. Fire engine red. Not a good choice. I put my system in it. I moved it over myself. I had my dad help me because he was good with, mechanical shit and electronics and stuff. Moved over, yanked all my system out of the old car, reinstalled it in the Daytona. I think I had that system bumping in my Daytona for a year. And then I went to a party and there were some... this is just a regional thing. Asian gang members, right? At this party. And those dudes stripped my car, basically. They were at the party when I pulled up. I pulled up like I always did, bumping. Somebody that was in their little group of dudes heard me bumping, made sure they, kept a watch on me while they stripped my car. You know what I mean? Not stripped it, but stripped every piece of sound out of my car. Took both amps, took the bolted down Lanzars, ripped all the wiring out, took the whole deck. At the carjackers, well, the carjackers, so there's an intersection near my hometown where they fled Fresno in a high-speed chase, as high-speed as a chase for a Tempo 5-speed can be. I think topped out, at 90, so. But they went to go, they moved at high speed like they were going to take an off-ramp. And then it's like they decided to not take the off-ramp and kind of drove off of it. And that, it didn't like wreck the car, but it broke the front axle. And so it crippled the car, right? It didn't like destroy the engine or anything. It just broke the front axle. And as a result of that, they were crippled and were caught, right? What? You want to go inside? No. So excited.
Come back out, D.
If this was in the Fresno area, did they have an apple symbol? I don't remember what gang. I don't remember what their gang affiliation was. I just remember I partied with these, and it wasn't like I partied with these dudes. They were at a big party that I was at. But 100% they stripped my fucking car. So, it's one of those things. You live, you learn. Like, that's the last time I owned what I would consider to be like an overtly flashy car. Like, every car that I've owned since then has been a pretty low-key car. Even the car I have now,
It's like the quiet luxury.
it's a quiet luxury car, right? Yeah. It doesn't like scream at you when it drives by, look at me, you know what I mean?
It almost looks like a minivan.
It does. I mean, it's a crossover SUV thing or whatever the fuck, and it looks like every other goddamn SUV on the road, to be honest with you. Still got the kicks? No. I traded in the kicks. Now we've got an Aria. So, full electric. And it's got its ups and downs, I'm not going to lie to you. But for how we use it, it's actually really fucking nice. You know what I mean? The road trips can be a little tenuous based on what kind of chargers you can find. But I got to be honest with you, babe. We've murdered it.
Yeah, we know the strat now.
Yeah.
Like half of what it says the full
Our,
battery is.
our first long trip in it was rough because we didn't know how to do it just right.
We didn't know you just got to be patient at the charger rather than trying to chase every charger.
Pick a charger that's outside of a big metro area. If there's a charger in a suburb of San Diego, don't drive into San Diego for the charger. Charge up in the suburb and go through San Diego. Those sorts of strats, dude, it makes traveling really kind of chill.
Backup charging stops that you can skip if you need to.
Yep. It's not as like time consuming as people assume it is, and it is a chill, comfortable way to travel, and it's cheap, obviously. I mean, in comparison to gas, right?
I mean, yeah, but you're using the paid chargers all the time, but if you're charging at home most of the time, it's not.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's overall, because we never charge anywhere but home. Every once in a fucking blue moon, we'll take it to a charger here.
Or, yeah, unless we're on a road trip, we're not usually.
Yeah. But gas prices being such as they are, it does cost, you might pay, what, like $25-$30 for a charge from 20% to 88 or whatever, right? In a car of our size, we would be filling up 50 gallons of gas every time we filled up. You know what I mean? So it's cheaper. As the charging technology gets faster and better, too, it's going to be...
Yeah, because, like, a lot of these things will advertise 300 kilowatts, but it ends up doing, like, 80.
Yeah. The actual output is determined on how well maintained the charging station is. It's one of the things I've read. It's like there's a charging coil in there and it needs to be maintained like once every couple months. Have a component in there refreshed and replaced, and if they don't do that, it'll keep working, but its charging capacity drops by half or more. So
Weather affects it, cold and stuff.
Average MPG or charge, it depends. Obviously, you have to factor in things like elevation. So if you're going uphill a lot, you're using a lot of more power. But if you're going downhill, you're using a lot less. You're actually charging the battery. So, my car, if you're driving in the mountains, yeah, you're using a lot of juice to get up one side. But you don't have to worry too much because if you're going down the other side, right, you're charging the whole way basically. And it charges fast. It uses, because it's not a drivetrain, because it's two independent electrical motors. So my car has two electrical motors, four-wheel drive. All four of the wheels, there's a natural resistance when I just take my foot off the brake and let it coast. There's a natural resistance without me even applying the brakes, right? And if I do apply the brakes, that provides even more resistance to charge the battery. Regenerative charging is what they call it, yeah. So that factors in roundabout 300 miles on a full charge. Right? I would say 300 miles easy on a full charge. Find my little Mazda 3, the Sky Active engine is good. Yeah, I've never fucked around with the Mazda, but and I'm not a big like brand guy, but I've owned Nissans, well, not owned, leased Nissans 2 in a row now, and I've been really impressed with their cars. The Aria is something else again, man. It's like a spaceship in there, bro. It's fucking crazy. It's just my first truly modern car. It's got the holographic HUD. It's got the, you know what I mean, the lighting accents that change based on what drive mode it's in. It's got all the, Apple CarPlay integration and the big, sweeping screen across the whole dash. And it's just a beautiful car and really functional too. And, ultimately the price of having a car that's a little more expensive is offset by the fact that we don't really pay for gas for it. So, if an Express one on a mid-70s Corvette, a C3 Corvette isn't prohibitive. I had an 84 C4 for 3 years. Yeah. I know it's not super prohibitive, but it's something that, like, it would definitely be like a total luxury purchase because that's not a practical car to own. There's no practical reason to own it other than just for the luxury of being able to drive a really fucking cool car. And I'm the type of guy, I don't make purchases like that lightly, and when I do, they're nowhere near what I would have to pay for a nice cherry, like 72 or 73 Corvette Stingray. Just fucking beautiful. I miss my Nissan Deer on the highway. Totaled it. Well, I mean, at least you fucking survived that shit. Dude, a fucking wandering cow almost killed an aunt and uncle of mine in the 80s. They had a car. I don't remember who made it. It was just called a Z. And it was like a little, like, sports car. Fast, light, cool car. I can't remember what brand it was, but it was like a sports. It was not super prohibitively, but it was an expensive kind of like sports model car. You didn't see them on the road a whole lot. Like, it was more expensive than like a sedan from that era or whatever the fuck. And so it was notable that they had it. My parents also had a fucking badass sports car when I was growing up too. Just a different type. My parents had like pure fucking American muscle. And a Firebird, bro. Pontiac Firebird. Almost killed my whole fucking family. I'm pretty sure it was a Nissan Z, if it was anything. I don't think it was a Datsun Z. I'd have to look. 80s. Let me just look it up. Ooh, god damn it. Which sports car in the 80s was called a Z?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
The Nissan 300ZX is a sports car that was produced across 2 different generations. It was sold in Japan from 83 to 2000 and in the US from 84 to 96. That would have been it. So cool. I didn't I didn't realize it was the same brand of car I'm driving now, but yeah, a cow was wandering out in the middle of the fucking road out in the dark ass country, and they plowed into the fucking cow and just fucking decimated that car. Absolutely fucking destroyed it. Is it just me, or do more people seem to be driving gray, white, and black cars? I feel like I used to see more colors back in the day. It's just like a trend thing. Like I notice, like my car is this way. I noticed that like that primer gray is popular right now. A lot of people are doing like matte wraps on their car now. It's just a trend. Colors come and go. Did the cow survive? No, the cow did not survive. Tragically, the cow lost its life as well. My aunt and uncle survived, but only just, and that car was fucking beyond totaled. Neutral car colors are easier to produce. Well, everybody likes that fucking minimalist. Like my car has got the primer gray with piano black accents, so it's got like the glossy deep black wheel hubs and bumper and front grille and all of that, right? And then it's primer gray, so it looks real neat and clean and minimalist, and that's in right now. You know what I mean? The hot pinks and the fucking yellows and stuff have all had their fucking time. It's just not that right now. Like right now, it's matte black, or deep gloss black, or it's primer gray, or it's that like blue primer gray. Have you seen those? There's some I actually like it. It's an appealing color scheme on a car to me, but it really is just a trend. Also, by the way, the Nissan Z was called the Fair Lady Z in Japan because the CEO of Nissan at the time was a huge Broadway fan. Oh, cool. My Fair Lady. That's funny. I did not know that. That Firebird was mean, though. I think that car to this day is the reason why my ears perk up when I hear a big fucking V8. The big throaty muscle engine. Dude, I love that sound, bro. You've never sat in a car with a big American muscle engine like that and revved it a little bit at least, let alone drive it. Just sit in it and fucking like just step on it a little. Oh, you ain't lived, bro. That's a beautiful thing. That's a cool thing. Yeah, the car, yeah. If you actually step on it, Like the torque of the engine will pull the car. Like you'll feel the car want to twist. Yeah. It's mean, man. I'm not like a total fucking car nerd, but I'm a little bit of a car nerd. A little bit of that shit bled from my dad to me. My dad's like a mechanical wizard type of dude that could rebuild an engine, you know, that kind of guy. I didn't get any of the skills, but I did get the eye for cool cars. I took that. I took that portion of it. I like big engines. I like cool, rare cars. I don't like lust after owning them, but I like them when I see them. I remember one day, the day we left on our first trip in our electric car, as we were pulling out of our neighborhood, there must have been like a car show in town. A Lambo, which I fucking almost, when I see shit like that, especially in our little town, I was like, oh, fuck. And right behind it was a Fisker. I'd never seen a Fisker in the wild, I don't think. So I was like, but if I was ever like rich and I could bring myself to spend hella big money on that, like, do you guys ever like pick out those sorts of things, even though you know, oh shit, robin redbreast in a cage puts all heaven in a rage. Got some red-breasted robins over there. They're beautiful. I wish they'd hang out more over here. But yeah, I've got my fucking hypercar picked out. I'm getting me a fucking crazy ass Koenigsegg, dude. Koenigsegg Regera. That's the car I want, bro. If money's no object, oh yeah, dude. We've done the millionaire Zillow house tour or whatever. If you won the lottery, what kind of house would you buy? Honestly, dead ass honest, I'd buy a house kind of like the one I'm living in now, in a setting like the one I'm living in now. I've never wanted a big, giant, ostentatious property, like a big fucking mansion house. Like, I lived in a house that was huge with TJ, Chelsea, Scotty, Taylor, me, and my ex. That's a lot of people under one roof, right? But the house was huge, right? I would have called, growing up at least, that house like a mansion. Dude, I hated that fucking place, bro. I felt lost, bro. I did not like that fucking house. And I'm in like a small house. I'm in a 2-bedroom house right now. This is what I would buy. I would buy a house or have a house like this built and have it built somewhere out in the woods, you know what I mean? And that'd be that, right? So I don't think my lifestyle would fully change in that way. But, depending, like, if I was a billionaire or some shit, or, like, multiple hundred millionaire, right, then I was looking at, like, well, fuck it. I can pay, 1.5 million for a hypercar if I want. You know what I mean? And I'm in the fucking, like, position to do that. That's the one I'm getting. A castle in Scotland, huh? Oh, okay. That's a lot of money. I don't want that shit. I don't want a big place. I don't want a big property. I mean, like big property in terms of big house. I might buy like a big tract of land. I'd like that. But as far as like what kind of house would I live in, very much like the house I live in now. I would just get it, wherever I felt like I wanted it. Maybe even have multiple houses like that in different places if I was to splash out, because as much as I love being in the woods, I'm a beach kid, I'm a California beach kid. So, I own a place maybe up here where I live now, and own a place in Pismo Beach, you know, just a little fucking shack near the beach, or, you know, somewhere a little farther down the beach, buy a little strip. That'd be cool, you know, to be adjacent to one of my favorite places in the world. Maybe keep a little apartment or something on the East Coast that we can fly to when we want. A decked out RV? Nah. Dude, if I'm ultra fucking dodeca rich, there's no way I'm driving my ass around in a fucking big ass. I don't care how luxurious the motherfucker is, bro. Oh, I guess if I'm that rich, I could hire somebody to drive it, though. And I could just sleep in the bed. Seems like a mansion or castle would give an intruder extra spaces to hide if they want to wait in your house and hide until you come around. Spooky. I don't know. Should you hire a personal joint roller? Hell fucking yeah, bro. How chill would that be? But I wouldn't get joints. Like, if I had a personal roller, I'd get just like a badass blunt roller. You know what I mean? I kind of miss blunts. I can't roll a blunt for shit. So it's like one of them things. Would you ever own gold bullion? No. I'll see you guys later. Bye.